Happy Thursday, everybody! This is Dr. Madiha Saeed, board-certified integrative holistic family physician, coming to you live from my office here in Naperville. Yay! Hope you've been doing well since Tuesday, right? I know. Not much has happened here besides the fact that I got my last set of proofs from my book, and they want them done by today. They gave it to me literally like Tuesday, and they said, oh, finish it up by Thursday. So, just a little craziness at my house, or in my life, right? My house doesn't really notice. I try to keep things as smooth as possible. But what were we talking about? We were actually talking about, right? We were talking about the factors of inflammation and how that inflammation is the root of your chronic illness. And the factors of inflammation, specific social, spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical, digestive health, detoxification, deficits in any of those can cause inflammation that can cause chronic illness. So we have been talking in depth about your gut health, right? And how your gut is the gateway to your health. And if that is off, then it can cause a lot of chronic issues. Why? Because 70 to 80%, and some people are even saying a little bit more closer to 90%, so 80 to 90% of your immune system lies in the gut, right? So it is really critical, and all of those bacteria, those trillions of bacteria, the symbiotic relationship of those bacteria is key to maintaining your health and wellness. So it is really important. Why? Because of the fact that these bacteria are, are responsible for, play a main role in your immune system, your detoxification. They make neurotransmitters, right? So all of that is really, really important. So their symbiotic relationship and the diversity of those bacteria is key. Because what happens is that if an imbalance occurs in the microbiome, it can lead to leaky gut syndrome, right? We talked about that when when things start leaking through, and then the 70 to 80% of the immune system is like, hey, you shouldn't be here, so I'm going to go attack you. And then what attacks, it leads immune complexes all over the body, right? And those which all lead to your chronic symptoms. So what we have been, last week we talked about the gluten, how gluten can affect your gut microbiome. Today we are going to talk about sugar. I know, I was addicted to this a couple of years back, and so I have escaped from that hamster wheel of being addicted to sugar. So I wanted to help you, but then again, first, why is it so important to get off of it in the first place, right? So what's really scary is that we are, again, just like gluten, we are exposed to more sugar now than we have ever been, right? And sugar is now directly related to chronic diseases like heart disease and cancer and stroke and diabetes, and really has no nutritional value whatsoever. And what's really scary, that it's found in about 74% of packaged foods. And what sugar does is it helps you, makes you feel good, right? Just for a little short while, because it goes and stimulates the brain reward centers via like neurotransmitters. And what happens, again, because it does that, but when you immediately stop eating sugar, you start getting withdrawal effects, like, right? Like when you're withdrawing from like dopamine or other addictive drugs. They actually did a study in Harvard School of Public Health where it was published actually in the Journal of American Medical Association, JAMA, found that about 25% of if you had about more than 25% of your daily calories from sugar, you were twice as likely from dying of heart disease than those who consumed less than 10%. That's crazy. Twice as likely of dying from heart disease. Oh my gosh. The sugar also, so let's go through the other things that sugar does, is that, the bad bacteria that we talked about that can be growing in your gut, it actually feeds those, and the bad bacteria thrive, leading to furthering worsening your bacterial overgrowth and to of these pathogenic bacteria and yeast species like fungi, this is crazy. So now we have sugar feeds the bad bugs. These bad bugs then increase your cravings for more sugar. And it's like a terrible vicious cycle, right? So this is where we think that our children just want sugar because, they just love sugar. Our children just need sugar because they love sugar. This is where, all the commercials are all related to sugar, right? Most of the commercials are related to sugar. Why? Because it makes you crave it in your brain. It makes you feel good just for a couple moments. And then it has a withdrawal. It makes you addicted to it. It makes you crave it. Plus, on top of that, it also feeds those bad bacteria that when you have more bad bacteria, it makes you crave it some more. It's like a crazy vicious cycle, right? So then what happens with that imbalance of the microbiome? We have tons of all these bad bacteria, that creates an imbalance. When it creates an imbalance, it causes inflammation, because what happens also, this is where it gets even also really scary, is that it goes and also interferes with your ability of your white blood cells to destroy the toxins and fight infections, making you even sicker, right? And all of this happens within minutes after eating sugar, and the effects can actually last several hours, right? Isn't that crazy? So sugar also disrupts, so we talked about how it affected your microbiome, how it affected your white blood cells and decreases your immunity. Then it also goes and disrupts your blood sugar balance, right? Because what happens is that sugar goes and it makes the insulin spike, and those spikes can cause fatigue and brain fog and anxiety, mood swings. It could also affect your cholesterol by raising LDL and lowering HDL, right, which is your good cholesterol. It causes weight gain in the midsection. It causes belly fat, right? And what happens is that because it causes belly fat, then it increases your risk of more chronic illnesses and heart disease and strokes and all of these issues. It increases your appetite. It causes sugar cravings. It even leads to something called fatty liver. And a lot of people have, fatty liver can really can lead to non-alcoholic hepatitis, right? Which some people can die from. So this is really serious stuff, that sugar just doesn't affect you in one area, but it affects you in all of these areas. On top of that, it increases oxidative stress, right? Leading to more inflammation. So basically, to recap, it makes you overweight and obese. It makes you feel old, and it makes you ill, right? And what's really scary is that we feed this to our children on a regular basis. If you think about it, breakfast, lunch, and dinner is filled with sugar. Then we have all holidays are sugar. When you go to the doctor's office, there's sugar, right? They give you dum-dums at the doctor's office after doing your well-child check, or even even sick visits. They're like, oh, you don't feel well. Here you go. Here's a dum-dum filled with all that artificial sweeteners and sugars and all that stuff. It's crazy. Which makes you sicker, which makes you come back to them. Little scary, I know. And what's really, really important and to remember is that once you try to get off of sugar, because of the withdrawal effects, it's like an addiction. You are going to have the severe withdrawal effects, and you can relax by sometimes trying to calm that addiction or those withdrawal effects. You can do that with calming teas, increasing your vitamin C, sleeping a little bit more, especially during that detox phase, and then just engaging in other activities that help to relieve stress and incorporate activities that increase happiness. All of that will not let you go towards the sugar and will help you get preoccupied and give you the boost that you'll need to get free of that drug, right? I know, it was really, 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 really scary, but we really need to rid our lives of sugar for the health of ourselves and the health of our families. If you guys have any questions about this and anything else we've talked about or anything else, right? Feel free to ask me any questions because my goal in life is to get you feeling your best. Again, this is my goal to help spread this message of hope and healing to everybody. So please like and share this video so you can even allow your friends and family to know the dangers of sugar. And it's supposed to be a beautiful weekend. So have a great and blessed weekend, free of sugar and gluten, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.